Am I live? Am I live or is this not working? Because a moment ago it said it wasn't working. I hate the delay because I'm always like, am I doing it wrong? No, it looks like I have a preview up. Okay, I didn't have a preview a moment ago, and now I do, so that seems like a good sign. I think I'm doing it right. I think I'm live. It says I have an excellent connection. It says 9 of you are here already. Wow, thank you. The chat hasn't yet reacted as though I'm live. Okay, great. Yay. Awesome. If I was just sitting here talking to myself, I would have felt very silly. Hello. I have really been missing streaming lately. I have wanted so badly to have more energy to be able to do this, and I felt like I did tonight, so I figured I might as well jump on and do it. I had every intention of holding my Taylor Swift opinions a bit longer because I know I'm gonna need time for them to form about this new album, because I did rush to make an album after Tortured Poets, and I regret that. I rushed to make a video, after Tortured Poets, and I regret that. Not because I said anything I'm, like, super embarrassed about, but just, like, that video was much harsher about that album than I ended up being, and, maybe I feel more harsh about the album right now than I will later on, because night one, I enjoyed myself very much, for the first few songs, and then I started to cringe, and I had a really hard time stopping cringing. But when I've listened to them and I'm more prepared for the things that are going to take me off guard and make me cringe, I like the songs a little bit more. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go back and forth quite a bit on this album. But this isn't even really about my feelings on the Taylor Swift album. I have been keeping an eye lately on, I almost said friend of the channel, but that's not it. I've been keeping an eye lately on what's it? Nemesis of the channel, we'll go with. I've been keeping an eye on Nemesis of the channel, Kjersti Flaa, because she, like everybody else, I will remind you, since the crisis planning document about Blake Lively, since they were sitting around trying to figure out how they were going to, like, since the crisis document, people have been planning on using Taylor Swift against Blake Lively. And so then, of course, when Taylor announced that you might have also seen in your suggested, so there was a run of, like, AI songs, one of which I did the cover of, the one that's like, congrats on your little bump, which still gets stuck in my head all the time because I had to listen to it so many times to do the short where I sang it. There was that, and then there was another song where it was so ridiculous. I remember I wanted to talk about it on live, and then I don't think I have really live streamed since then, or if I have, it's just been about Stardew Valley. But somebody did a song, I want to say this is Popcorn Planet, maybe, I'm not positive. It was somebody, I think it was Popcorn Planet, but they hired somebody to be a vocalist on a song that's like, I'm not your dragon and you can't keep dragging my name, and it was just some lady, but I can't even say. I'm so confused. My microphone just, like, fully stopped picking me up. Can you hear me? I think I'm probably quieter because it's probably coming from my webcam. I'm unplugging and replugging. I'm gonna see if that helps. Sorry. What the hell? Okay. Hang on, I'm gonna... Okay, I think you're getting me from my webcam and not from my phone. Is this my microphone? Did I fix it? Have I... It says it's coming from my microphone now. So sorry about that. I don't know what happened. It just like suddenly stopped lighting up like it was hearing me. Okay, anyway, I was saying some lady who doesn't even want her name attached to it did the vocals for this song that was supposed to sound like a Taylor Swift song. Which I just find hilarious. Like, I will be the voice for this, but I won't put my name on it. Like, that's so fucking funny. Anyway, all of the Kjersti fans loved that kind of thing, hence why Kjersti did her AI song. Anyway, she has been dragging this on her channel. There are some videos, too, that have come out, especially before the album. Like, once we had a track list, she was really excited to... Hang on, I can put myself under. That's cleaner. Once we had the track list, people were speculating, which also... Okay, 4 days ago, 10,000 votes on a poll. Do you think Blake and Ryan will stay married in 2026? What the hell? Like, genuinely, what the fuck? Oh my god. God. So, yeah, she's polling about things like that, but then 2 days ago, so before the album was actually out, which song from Taylor Swift's latest album is about Blake Lively? Options: The Fate of Ophelia, which, side note, I am happy the one with my name in it is good. I was really afraid the one with my name in it was not going to be good. But it is good, and it's not about Blake Lively. Or if it is about Blake Lively, we have a lot of things to reconsider. Number 2, Cancelled, which, like, is actually about Blake Lively. Or number 3, Ruin the Friendship. And so I pulled up the lyrics. If you haven't listened to the Taylor Swift album, which, like, I mean, your enjoyment of this stream is probably going to be more if you have. But, you know, this song, Ruin the Friendship, which a lot of people were speculating was going to be about Blake Lively and was going to be a Blake Lively diss track. This is about wanting to kiss a guy in high school and not doing it, and then he dies. And at his grave, you whisper, should have kissed you anyway. Like, it's the level to which this song is not about Blake Lively. It's just, it could not possibly be less about Blake Lively. And so many people were, like, so sure that this song was about Blake Lively. Also, like, to be fair, my prediction for this song was also wrong, because I assumed that a song called Ruin the Friendship was going to be about, like, making out with your friend in, like, a more sexy way than this. Like, this is not a sexy song. And it's also not a song about Blake Lively. It's so much not... It's not a song about, it's not a song about being mad that your friend got sexually harassed on a movie studio and then retaliated against for complaining about it. Like, and that's what they're expecting, right? They are expecting that Taylor Swift would have made a song that was like, fuck you for being mad that you got sexually harassed. Like, what? The fact that they thought that would happen is wild. We got fuck you for writing a song about me, but, like, that's whatever. That's a different thing. So anyway, she got 4,000 votes on this. Soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught. If Cancelled is really about BL, then Tay Girl is way worse than her. To stand by the person who's deliberately trying to ruin man's life is so wicked and disgusting, truly cruel and inexcusable. One, I refuse to listen to it until she speaks the truth regarding the case. There is a reason why she is becoming a mean girl and bully. Team justice here. Do not care which one. I care she has holding truth hostage. Oh my god. The way that her comments, I'm like, I don't even always mean to do a silly voice when I start, and then I see how it's structured and I can't help it. If canceled is about Blake, then it's disgusting that Taylor is glorifying bully behavior. The song titled Lying Lowdown B is also about her. The line in that song about your goofy husband who will sleep with the devil for relevance is very telling. I think she was very strategic in her naming songs, as she knew it would get people talking about the album. Possibly she is supporting Blake, dropping little Easter eggs to keep us guessing, only to use it to discredit Wayfarer in the end. It's hard to support her knowing she played a role in the chaos with BL and JB. Sorry, but I won't be listening. I don't think any of them are. However, her next album after the trial will be ... IMO. So as much as I wish that we could watch what she actually said together, I do not want her to copyright strike my channel. It took literal months for that to fall off last time, and I don't like playing with that, so like, we're not gonna watch her video. You're welcome to watch her video. What I have done is I've pulled up the transcript. I have pulled up the transcript for this video, and I'm going to tell you what she said, because yeah, it is the, yeah, VHS in the chat, this is embarrassing levels of reading incomprehension. Yes, it is. I was reading this earlier today, just like losing my mind, because it's not only a paranoid reading, but it's like, it's a paranoid and illiterate reading. The level to which she has to twist things around, because, okay, actually, maybe before we go into what Kjersti said, the song, if you haven't already heard it, which I feel like most people who cared enough to click on this have probably at least read these lyrics. Of course we should start with what the boyfriend said about it. That's the most important thing about a Taylor Swift song. Of course! Yeah, we all care that Travis Kelce called it a banger. That's what we should lead with. Yeah, I love it. The 10th track on Taylor Swift's 12th album, The Life of a Showgirl, it covers how easy it is to get wrongly canceled as a celebrity who has done nothing wrong due to cancel culture. Who wrote this? Okay, so anyway, this is, like, you thought the situation could be saved, but they've already picked out your grave and hearse. But it's a fun song. The thing is, I think it was Elliot saying, I saw earlier, it was like streaming, reading Taylor Swift lyrics to see if they're bad, and it's like, you can't do that. You can't do that with, like, any artist. But, like, especially this new album, it's mostly about how fun it sounds. It's not about it being, like, really deep lyrics. So it's all gonna sound silly. And it is a silly song. But it's like, did you girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too much fun? Come with me. When they see us, they'll run. Something wicked this way comes. Good thing I like my friends canceled. I like them cloaked? Am I talking about a chicken? I like them cloaked in Gucci and in scandal. Like my whiskey sour and poison thorny flowers. Welcome to my underworld where it gets quite dark. Again, like, if I'm saying it out loud, it sounds very welcome to my twisted mind. At least you know exactly who your friends are. They're the ones with matching scars. It's easy to love you when you're popular, but the optics click, everyone prospers, but one single drop, you're off the roster. Tone deaf and hot, let's fucking off her. Did you make a joke only a man could? Or were you just too smug for your own good? Or bring a tiny violin to a knife fight? Baby, that all ends tonight. Chorus again about liking her friends canceled. This part is important. I want you... I'm gonna go full screen. I want you to remember this part when somebody tells you that this song is about Brittany Mahomes, because while I cannot say, as much as I wish I could say, that Taylor and Brittany are not friends, they are. Brittany Mahomes did not know Taylor Swift when Taylor got canceled. So if anybody tells you canceled is about Brittany Mahomes, they are wrong. They are ignorant. They are ignorant, because I think the only reason that Taylor Swift would include this line about how they were with her when she was canceled would be to make this very fucking clear. This song is not about Brittany Mahomes. Fuck Brittany Mahomes, but this song is not about Brittany Mahomes, and that's not even Cope, because it talks about being with her when she was canceled. Again, before she knew Brittany Mahomes, but while she knew Blake Lively, the mother of her godchildren, who is the voice that says gorgeous at the beginning of a song on Reputation, which is the album from this time period. This is not a song about Brittany Mahomes. This is a song, like, if it's most likely about Blake Lively, but, like, if it could be about a multitude of people. Honestly, this song could be about Selena Gomez. Like, I'm gonna say something brave and stunning. This song could be about Selena Gomez. I think it's most likely about Blake Lively, but it could be about a multitude of her friends. It could even, well, I don't know when she became friends with Sophie Turner. I was gonna say it could even be about Joe Jonas's wife, but when I said that, ex-wife, when I said that to Sad Fox the other day, they correctly pointed out I have no idea when she became friends with Sophie Turner. But, like, this also could be a song about her doing the, like, friend mafia walk that she did after Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner were getting their divorce, and there was all that terrible media about her. Like, this could be about a lot of things, but it's not about Brittany Mahomes. I know that much. Anyway, they stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. But if you can't be good, then just be better at it. Everyone's got bodies in the attic. Or took someone's man. We'll take you by the hand, and soon you'll learn the art of never getting caught, which they're mad about. Again, remember. Sorry, 1 second. I have... Oh, it's not what I thought. Okay. Can't you see my infamy loves company? Now they've broken you like they've broken me, but a shattered glass is a lot more sharp, and now you know exactly who your friends are. We're the ones with matching scars. So, like, again, I'm not saying that this is Shakespeare. But, like, I don't think that it is, like, purely and only about Blake Lively. But I also think that, like, it's definitely even more so not about, it's not about Brittany Mahomes. And if it is, whoever it's about, it is a very straightforward song, right? Like, this is a, like, I've been canceled, you were there for me, I'm here with you now. Like, it's the way that Kjersti spins it is, like, genuinely baffling. Is it back? Is it working? Okay. I moved my legs slightly and the microphone unplugged again. I'm sorry. I hope it's back now. It's looking like it's back. Am I back? I hope I'm back. Oh god. Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm going to try to very, very carefully move my leg because it's still in an uncomfortable position, but in the middle of that, it unplugged the microphone. I'm doing surgery right now. What the hell? Okay. Okay. I'm sorry if you heard me yell because it looked like it was cut out. Okay. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I liked the one with Sabrina. It's kind of rare for Taylor to actually let another woman sing on her song with her very much, so I was surprised by how much Sabrina we heard. Like, you know, her Chicks collab where she let them very softly sing in the background, or when she had Lana Del Rey and then everybody had to be like, we need more of Lana in it. I was not expecting so much Sabrina, but I liked the Sabrina part. I thought they sounded really good together. Yeah, I like it. Whiskey Sour and Poison Flowers could be pretty direct references to Blake getting hate for promoting her alcohol company and the Grab Your Girls and Your Florals. I think so too. Like, I think that this is like in part about Blake. But I also think most of my interpretations of Taylor Swift songs is I'm like, I don't know if it's about any one particular person. I think she swirls a lot of stuff together. But now we're gonna see how Kjersti reading comprehended this better than perhaps anybody else ever could. So in the song she sings, I like my friends canceled. For me, that says that Taylor Swift is telling the world and Blake Lively that I always support my friends even though they're canceled. I will be there for my friends. That doesn't mean that I'll be there for you if you treat me really badly. If you treat me as a person and don't support me as a person, then it doesn't matter how the public treats you. It doesn't matter if they drag you through the mud. If you're canceled in public, I will be there to support you. But I can't be there to support you if you're not supporting me, and if you're threatening me, and if you're basically ruining the friendship. Where was any of that? Where was literally any of that? Where was the threat? Where was the, and also I won't fuck with you if you're threatening me? Like, what, where was that? She heard a song that's like, oh, I like my friends canceled, and she was like, it says, but not you. Like, what? It makes me feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit. Like, I don't understand. And also her using the words ruining the friendship because she was so convinced ruin the friendship was going to be about Blake. And then right Oscar is because the little white dog popped up. The little white dog was shit in its eyes. Yeah. Another reason for Taylor not to support Blake in public is probably because she doesn't believe her. As you know, Taylor Swift has been very vocal before about supporting other women in the public eye, and she's gone through periods of time where she's not been very popular herself. And that's another thing she talks about in this song. She knows the feeling herself of being canceled. I don't know what went on in their relationship, Blake and Taylor's relationship, while Taylor was going through a rough time. You know, with the whole Kardashian thing, with her breaking up with her boyfriends, and people were saying that she was a mean girl, and that she was going through boyfriend so fast, and the whole Scooter Braun thing. There's been a lot of controversies around Taylor as well. And did we ever see Blake standing up for her in public during those times? No. So when she's singing in the song, Good Thing I Like My Friends Canceled, is Taylor saying that she doesn't abandon people when the public turns on them. She even romanticizes it a little bit by saying she's sticking with her friends who are scandalous and controversial or have scars from public attacks. In the bridge, she's singing, they stood by me before my exoneration, they believed I was innocent, and this obviously references to when Taylor was in the news and when Taylor was having controversies surrounding her. And she's honoring the friends who were there for her, who were in her inner circle, who stood up for her during that time. In verse 3, it gets very interesting, you guys. She's singing, everyone's got bodies in the attic, or took somebody's man, will take you by the hand. That's a reminder that Blake Lively got some skeleton in the closet, and that per a lot of media outlets, Blake and Ryan started dating before Ryan got divorced from Scarlett Johansson. There's also been rumors about Blake Lively having an affair with Ben Affleck. We don't know if that's true, but these are things that probably Taylor Swift knows about. She's saying it's not the scandals themselves that ruins you, it's how you handle it. And in the outros, she's saying, you know who we are the ones with matching scars. It's almost like she's saying, real friends go through the fire together. And maybe at that point, she doesn't think that Blake was there. And we didn't know this until now, but I think that's what she's trying to say here. Blake wasn't really there for her. I cannot stress enough that Blake's baby child is in Reputation. Like, Reputation is the album from when Taylor Swift was canceled. They were obviously close at that time. She had a recording of her child saying the word gorgeous. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean did Blake stand up for Taylor? They were clearly friends during that time. They were hanging out. They were seen together. What the fuck are you talking about ever at any point? Like... Yes, yeah, Taylor gave money to Kesha but didn't speak out. Generally, she is more supportive through actions. Very, very good point. Yep. Yeah, so I think that was the last screenshot that I took. But, like, that is just, like, it's such a twisting. I just can't imagine what it must be like to live in that kind of brain. Like, you're so married to your idea that there will be a song on the Pop Stars album where she's mad at the sexual harassment victim that you have to do that much of, like, bullshit and twisting and be like, well, it's actually not this, but this. Like, it's wild. It's wild. Mom, please pick me up. I'm scared. This lady's obsessed with having Taylor hate Blake. It's like it would prove something. Yes. Yeah. And let's look at the comments on this on her video. So this was a video where she talked about a bunch of other stuff. She started talking after this about, like, I think she was saying that because Blake wasn't at some premiere from she wasn't at some premiere for Ryan's movie, so that means that they're getting a divorce or some shit. Justice for Justin. Wear your morals, not florals. How is that not trashy? Like, how is that not shittier than grab your girls? Like, what are you even saying? I hate these people. I just wish TS wasn't so cryptic. A man is being dragged through the mud, and Taylor's giving us riddles. Rolling eye emoji. Still have doubts about TS. You can't be friends with a mean girl for 10 years without being birds of a feather. She is waiting for this scandal to pass before hooking up again. We're coming back. We're coming back to my... to the Blake Lively Gaylerism these people are doing. Okay. IMO. I don't think there is a song for Blake. Hits harder for a narcissist to be ignored than commented on. My take anyways. The idea that Taylor is supporting Blake through a song is ridiculous. If she truly wanted to do so, she would have done so through a public statement to the press like she did with Kesha. I don't think she did do a public statement to the press for Kesha. That's not true. That's not real. This shows how insular their feedback loop is. For these people, the theory that Swift is mad at Blake is canon to the extent that they automatically read everything through that assumption. Absolutely. They're gonna hook up sick. If no song on the album is about Blake, that will wound Blake more than including one that is. They have to move the goalposts. IDK, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Taylor is still friends with Blake the Flake. I mean, look at what Justin is being put through, and she so has not done the right thing to help him out. I think she's just been staying away from her in public, but they are friends soon. They are friends still. She's not helping him out when he's sending people to try to fucking subpoena her and they're getting arrested because they're showing up in the middle of the night. She's not super excited about playing into that and about playing into, again, their fucking disaster planning document that said they were gonna use the Swifties against her. Like, what the fuck? Blake tried to blackmail her. There is no coming back from that. I just came back from the movie. Taylor says she doesn't judge anymore, but if they aren't good people, she's not supporting them. I think you are spot on with the songs. I am really hoping someone is going to end up getting criminal charges over Jen Abel's phone data. The phone that was her company phone? The phone that belonged to her company. That one. Criminal charges for that. Okay. Almost impressed at how committed they are with being weird about Blake Lively. True. Me when I lie. Yeah. Really? Who cares? She will not help an innocent man with the information she has. She didn't bounce on Blake because she got canceled. She bounced because Blake is an awful person. Tiny violin equals trying to be seen as a victim. Knife fight equals fighting for his good name. I disagree with you about Taylor and her connection to Blake. If she's been your best friend for 10 years, it's because they're both mean girls. Before I even watched, I listened to Cancelled and thought part of it was a message Taylor wrote to herself, and part of it was shade thrown. I never felt that Taylor was dissing Blake, just distancing herself because she did not feel the need to be involved in Blake's issues. Furthermore, I felt like she could see through the nonsense. But at the core, the message was Taylor could see who her real friends are. Any win fraud Judge Lyman gives to Justin is a fake, because in the next ruling he is going to give a bigger win to Snake Lively. It's all obvious he is in her pocket, and he also knows she is going to lose or has already lost, and is just giving this little wins to Justin so that he can snatch it off them to hen they lose guard. I hope Friedman is gathering evidence of all these unethical, biased rulings and files for appeal at a better superior court that will have Judge Lyman removed completely from office. My 2 cents. I didn't realize Gamergate delusion was surviving in the Flaw community. It sure is. Yeah, people were extremely mad that she sent $250K to Kesha without making a statement. You're right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. This will absolutely stay up as a video on demand later. Taylor would say, "Congratulations on your little bump," under 3 lines of vague sapphic subtext. They expect Taylor to take the side of a random man over her close friend. Right! This, like, I don't understand this idea of, like, he's this victim and she's obligated to help him. Like, what are they even saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Taylor said she wrote these songs in spring 2024 before we even knew about the case. Unless she rewrote the songs after she fell out with Blake, I'm not sure how any of these songs can be about Blake Lively. Have I got the timeline wrong? Candace Owens said that she girl bosses Too Close to the Sun. She titled her episode that. Respectfully, I am over the Easter eggs analysis and discussions justifying her silence. It is time for her to provide the statement to Wayfarer that she seemingly alluded she was willing to provide, which led to Wayfarer withdrawing their subpoena. While she may not have any obligations in this case, there is substantial evidence indicating that she possesses relevant information that could clarify things in this case. A simple statement like, "I supported my friend who was very passionate about her role in this film. I was not aware of any harassment allegations she might have made. I now recognize there were issues I was previously unaware of, and therefore I cannot support the allegations as they were never presented to me," would suffice. She hasn't made any statement on them at all. Like, why would she have to recant them and disavow? Like, it makes no sense. Anyway, we can see, you know, there's been some recent pivoting toward misogyny slop about Nicole Kidman getting a divorce from Keith Urban. I guess that's the new train, because divorce is bad. Maybe there's some kind of cheating scandal involved here. I don't know. But she did a couple recent videos about Nicole Kidman, which I have not watched and am not watching. But you can see She's still doing Blake Lively content. 4 days ago, 5 days ago, 6 days ago, 8 days ago, 9 days ago, 10 days ago. Like, it's all Blake Lively shit. And what's really funny, and a song that I wonder if she has listened to, is another song on the new Taylor Swift album called Actually Romantic. Because and I know that this is not what the song is about, but I could not stop thinking about it as I was listening to this song for the first time. This song is about Kjersti Flaa and Blake Lively. Like, that's not what I think Taylor wrote it about. I think there are Easter eggs that point us in different directions in this one. But, Actually Romantic is a fucking incredible song to listen to through the lens of it being about Kjersti Flaa's obsession with Blake Lively. It's so funny. It's actually sweet, all the time you've spent on me. It's honestly wild, all the effort you've put in. It's actually romantic. I really gotta hand it to you. No man has ever loved me like you do. You think I'm tacky, baby. Stop talking dirty to me. I saw so many people clowning on this line, especially the fact that she said making me wet. But I think it's funny. I think this song is hilarious. I think, and it's still early with having the album, but I think Actually Romantic is the single best song for the haters that Taylor Swift has ever put out. I know that there's like a lot of discourse and controversy about it being a diss track about another woman, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. We've known forever Taylor Swift writes songs about people. I'm exhausted by that discourse. I don't think men are called not a boy's boy when they write songs about other men. Like, I think it is time to let women be messy and let them be tacky and let them be cringe. And it was fine when Charlie was being cringe, and it is fine when Taylor is being cringe, and this song fucking rules. That is my take on the Charlie Taylor of it all. I don't even know if I'm gonna do a full video about it, but that's how I feel. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. I like Taylor most when she is being evil, honestly. Yeah. Kendrick Lamar is not a boy's boy. Yeah, like, I think we've known for a long time part of what she does in her music is like, she's messy, and somebody talked about her in a messy way on a messy album, and like, I don't know, I think there's plenty of, like, you don't have to like it, but I like it. The song will only elevate Charlie's song. That's another thing too, is like, I wouldn't be surprised if Sympathy is a Knife recharts because of this, because I think a lot of people are going to it from this. I never believed Taylor when she says when she wrote things. She said she'd been working on Tortured Poets for 2 years, but most of the songs seemed to be about a guy she dated 1 year prior, and also Travis. Yeah, no, I say constantly, I think she lied a lot about, when she writes her albums. I think she always adds a couple of years. I think Tortured Poets, like, maybe she had a couple of songs on there she had been shuffling around in her brain, but I really do think that she wrote Tortured Poets on the Eras tour. I think she wrote Tortured Poets on the Eras tour, and then she wrote Showgirl, like, in a very short amount of time. I don't even think it's like a terrible album or anything, but I do think it feels like she wrote it very quickly. But I do like it, I think. I'm back and forth a little bit. I listened to it night one, I really enjoyed it. The next day I didn't like it as much, other than Actually Romantic. And then today I listened to the whole thing again, and I liked it a little bit more. Like, I don't know where I'm gonna fall. I thought that Tortured Poets was going to be one of, like, my least favorite Taylor songs, and now it's so high in my ranking. I don't necessarily think that I will be. I don't think that this is going to be one of my top albums, but I don't know. Maybe it won't always be at the bottom. I saw somebody said mediocrity is feminist in the chat. I would love to know when the fuck I said that any of that was feminist about women beefing. I would love to know that, because you are hearing things that I did not say. Nowhere in any of where I said that it doesn't matter if Taylor Swift is not a girl's girl did I say, this is a feminist thing. And honestly, it kind of annoys me that the fact that I like pop culture and the fact that I talk about this kind of thing and the fact that I care about Taylor Swift is used against me because every single thing that I do or think about is supposed to be perfectly feminist. I don't think that makes any sense. I don't think that everything anybody likes is perfectly feminist. And I also don't think everything a woman does has to be feminist. Too many references to Travis Kelce's thing. Yeah. I like the way that one sounds. I like how it sounds. It's like, I saw a lot of people saying Jackson 5. It does sound very Jackson 5. I also saw people pointing out that it sounds like I'm Coming Out by Diana Ross. I think that's also close. It's cool. I don't think Wood is that bad. I think it's the lyrics that made me like, ooh, when I first listened to it. But then when I listened to it again today, I was like, okay, it's kind of fun. I spend my daily life surrounded by Swifties, and no one seems to be able to pull together a coherent opinion yet. Yeah, she's like... Taylor is like flooding the zone lately. There's just too many songs for people to get their head around. Wood is great if you pretend not to understand English. It sounds so good. It sounds so fun. The redwood tree line was a bit much. Yes. Oh my god. This is the other thing. I kind of think, like, I say this and then I feel like I'm saying John Locke conspiracy stuff. But I do think that Wood is like somewhat satirical, right? Like, I think that because it's such a ridiculous song for one, but also I think that because there literally was like a really viral joke tweet that says something along the lines of like, Swifties when Ariana Grande talks about sex but doesn't say he plunged his fertile loam into my hardwood forest or something like that. Yeah, he stuck his long wood into my redwood forest. Thank you, Sad Fox. I'm so sorry for saying two variations of that in a row. So, like, on the one hand, because this does feel like it's like a very online album, I think possibly it's kind of jokey. Like, I think some of those songs where it's like, some of the songs where it's very white picket fence, trad wife, this is my wish list, I kind of do wonder if she's trying to do a blank space and she's trying to do a, like, here, damn. But I also think, like, maybe she just loves this guy and wants to have his kids, and, like, that's fine. That's fine. It's okay. Not that she needs my permission, but, like, you know. But I think it is, like, if it's not satire, it's at least definitely tongue-in-cheek. I agree, yeah. It's good to write songs on the spot, and many classic songs you love are written on the spot and sound like they were, like, Silent Night. I saw, I haven't watched, like, she did a bajillion interviews about this album, but I saw one that she did where she said, basically that part of how she writes these days is she just has, like, an endless Google Doc of, words and phrases that she likes and that she just cherry picks from them when she's writing songs. And I was like, yeah, all right. I think it makes a lot of sense that some of her songs are written backwards from having phrases she really likes. And I wish that she would maybe give that a break. I wish that we could maybe have like a 5-year break before we have another Taylor Swift album and another round of Taylor Swift discourse. And I wish that it would be like narrative songs and not words that she likes songs. But I think she's got herself in this thing where she's like pumping so much shit out. To me, what is Taylor trying to do the cheeky Sabrina thing and failing at? I think there's a big difference in level of self-awareness between Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter. And I do think that Taylor Swift is somewhat self-aware, but I think the self-awareness is a lot less part of her brand. New Heights of Manhood was too on the nose. I think that's where I like completely turned off this, like, I not turned off, but like I like shut myself down to even liking it the first time around, because I was just like, Jesus fucking Christ. There was a really funny article in Vulture that was like things I didn't need to know about Travis Kelce that I learned in Wood, and one of them pointed out that line and was like, you can't tell a man his podcast is good. It is. She does the I do actually really like that Hamilton reference. I think there are a handful of people who I can look at their brain and I see that they do that, right, like you're running out of time thing. Like, obviously Lin-Manuel Miranda is one of them. I think that's part of why he connects so much with Alexander Hamilton as he wrote him, and honestly as he existed. But also, I think John Darnielle from the Mountain Goats, he also does that. He's constantly writing. John Darnielle has like an album a year pretty much, and he's constantly touring, and he's constantly putting out music. Like, that man has so many songs that he doesn't remember many of his songs. And so I think that there are also authors like that, like you know, honestly, even just the author I just talked about who did that Crowboy book, I feel like her brain probably works that way too. Or, not that I like him, but that really Mormon guy, is it fucking the Sanderson, I think, who writes all the time? Like, that's such a brain type that I think about, and it's a brain type that I relate to, because I feel like I'm also constantly like, I'm writing stuff down. I'm not that I'm comparing myself to Alexander Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and John Darnielle, but like there are people who write sometimes because they enjoy writing, and there are people for whom writing is part of their daily practice and part of like what they need to do in order to feel balanced and fulfilled. Like, I feel terrible when I don't have the capacity to do at least some kind of like creative writing, like I talked about in my most recent, in my Crowboy video. I didn't realize I was going to be plugging that tonight, but like I can sit and write for hours and hours and hours with my best friend, and we'll just write back and forth and not stop. And like, I see people talk a lot about like experiencing writer's block and like not being able to write, but there's kind of a part of my brain that like, when I see those memes about like writer memes where they're like, oh, I hate a blank page, I fucking hate a blank page, and it's like, I can always start something. Like, you can drop it at me, like, just like off the top of my head, like, hey, do you want to write about this? And like, I can get something started. I'm not as good at editing. I am not a great editor. I far more frequently will just rewrite the whole thing than I will actually edit something, which I guess is like a form of editing, but not how I do it. I just pull up a whole new document and I start over. But like, I write so much, so I do kind of I kind of relate to that kind of brain. There's my brain was that productive. It's exhausting is the only other thing. Like, it's so fucking exhausting. Delilah Dawson also publishes like 4 books a year minimum, but she's way lesser known. I have not read a Delilah Dawson book since I read The Violence, and I feel like I owe it to her to read more of her work because I fucking loved The Violence. I think about The Violence by Delilah Dawson like 4 times a week at a minimum. I love that book so much. I feel like I should have ended the Crowboy book with like a more genuine recommendation of like a book that I truly love, because I feel like people are gonna have a weird idea of my taste in books if they think that that's my platonic peak. But like, probably one of my favorite books of all time is The Violence by Delilah Dawson. It's so fucking good. It is it's violent, as you may be able to guess from the title. It's a book about like 3 generations of women in this family, and it's like a split point of view between like the grandmother, the mother, and the daughter. And they're in like, it's very close to our universe, except for there's like basically a pandemic, except for this pandemic makes you like black out and get like very ragey and violent. And it's about that. And it's like there's a fucking like there's an entire like professional wrestling subplot where one of the women is like in with like this traveling group of like professional wrestlers. Like, it's so fun. It should not be the most fun book on the planet, but like it's so good. Highly recommend if you enjoy horror. It's really good. It's a really good book. It has so much to say about like sexual violence and domestic violence, and like it's just, I fucking loved it. I loved that book. I don't know what my album of the year is yet. That's a good question. I I don't know if as of right now, it's difficult for me to say if I enjoyed Showgirl or Man's Best Friend more. I feel like I'm going to go back to Showgirl more often than I will go back to Man's Best Friend, but I've been going back to Man's Best Friend more than I thought I would. And I also still need to listen to Kesha's album. I feel really guilty for how long it's been since I've listened to Kesha's. Like, I haven't actually listened to it, and it's been out since like July. I do want to listen to that. I just always feel so overstimulated. I wouldn't wish this on her or anything, but if she disappeared into married life for a few years and then had a messy divorce, I bet we'd get a great album. On proposal day, I texted my bestie. I messaged my bestie, and I was like, oh my god, that divorce album next time we have a liberal president is gonna hit so good. Mine is Man's Best Friend because I am really bad at listening to new albums, so otherwise my answer would just be an old album. That's fair. Yeah. And like I sometimes, if it's a Taylor Swift album, I can make myself listen to a new album, which I think is because like I'm in so deep at this point, right? Like, I've been listening to new Taylor Swift albums very shortly after they come out for at least a decade. Probably more than that. No, I think probably at least a decade. I don't think I had the internet for the first few. Like, I didn't have like immediate internet access, but still, like, I have to listen to a new Taylor Swift song when it comes out because I have a mental illness. The theoretical divorce is gonna be so funny. Like, if she's happy, I'm happy, but a divorce album could be really fucking good, is all I'm saying. Fate of Ophelia and Ruin the Friendship are so good. I like Fate of Ophelia. I think Actually Romantic is definitely my favorite on the album, and like probably one of my favorite songs that she's come up with like recently. Like, I just think it's really fun. I love how it sounds. I didn't like Father Figure my first time through, but I like it more the more time I spend with it. I think it's really good. The George Michael sample is interesting because I think that there's a lot of different things being sampled in the album, but I think George Michael is the only one who actually has been credited. But I do think that there's like something going on there, which again, not to secret John Locke episode, but I do think that she had some sort of like overarching like thing that's gonna be revealed. Or maybe not, I don't know. A Taylor Swift album is like when you put cat food in a puzzle box, it's enrichment, yes. It's not even like actual, it's to listen to a Kesha album is to like sit down and experience new music that will have like a large emotional effect on me. And even if Taylor Swift music does have an emotional effect on me, it's like I at least kind of know what I'm expecting when I listen to a Taylor Swift album. I feel like a Kesha album is usually out before like a year before I feel like I can give it time. But my god, when I finally fucking listened to Gag Order, huh. Canceled is a skip for me, but I appreciate the meaning behind it. I'm sure her friends are happy to have this song. I liked it okay. It kind of reminded me of Reputation, and I've always been a Reputation girly, but I could probably leave it. I wanted to search Nicki Minaj news because I saw someone mention her in divorce and accidentally typed in the chat. I was like, if you're hoping for Nicki Minaj news from me, I don't have any. I'm sorry. What is the best song I've ever heard about superstitions? My faves are Canceled, Father Figure, and Actually Romantic. I really like Actually Romantic. Can't explain why I knew Ruin the Friendship was going to be devastating when it started, but my spidey senses were going off and then I was vindicated. It sounded so different than I was expecting it to. I was really expecting that to be one that sounded more like Reputation, along the lines of how Canceled did. And that one kind of reminded me, I don't know if it's just in the writing so much as it is in the way it sounds. It might just be because of the writing, but that one did remind me a lot of Fearless. Like, I was kind of surprised that it was on this album and that it wasn't a Fearless re-release vault track, unless, I guess, obviously she would have written it in the last couple years. Yeah, I think it's a good song. I've been saying, and I guess this is like an issue that I think I've always kind of had with her. I don't think that this album committed to the visuals. Like, I feel like she promised a concept album, and the visuals and all the showgirl stuff looks really cool, and I think that there are like maybe 3 songs that really have anything to do with the showgirl thing. Like, you have Elizabeth Taylor, you could say Fate of Ophelia, sure, and then the title track, and maybe Father Figure, and then a lot of the other stuff is different. Like, it's, and again, like, it might just be, again, she might be blank spacing, it might be whatever, but like, it's interesting to me that the album is like only half what it said that it would be, and half like kind of, I think Sad Fox called it like a domestic daydream, which like there is a lot of that on there. Do you think the funniest thing is that certain people were thinking Ruin the Friendship was about Blake, and then she had a whole song sticking by her? I do think it's really funny, because I was expecting that there wouldn't be a song about Blake at all, honestly, but yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot Demi Lovato also has music coming out. I think Victoria Justice also put out an album the same night as Showgirl, uh, which I have not listened to, but good for Victoria Justice. I think we all sing indeed. I didn't I didn't love Eldest Daughter, but I knew that I wouldn't from the title. I kind of felt like Eldest Daughter feels like it's trying really hard to be a track 5, but I guess also, like, you can only write so many track 5s. um, it might be time to retire that. Maybe it was time to retire that with You're on Your Own, Kid. But yeah. Marty, I just saw you typing in. Yeah, I got there right before you, but I'm glad you also got there. She has a very running thought writing process, it seems, where she just writes and whatever comes out, and then she decides what theme the songs are and titles the album. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I might come around on Eldest Daughter. Um, the last track 5 was So Long London, and I didn't understand that I didn't understand why that would be track 5, and I still kind of don't. Like, I think Smallest Man Who Ever Lived should have been track 5, but nobody asked me. But I did eventually come around on So Long London. Like, I do think So Long London is a good song, but I just think she's kind of constricted by needing to do a track 5 every time. Victoria Justice is such a clear example of random misogynistic hatred in fandom. Girl existed as a teenager near Ariana Grande, and people took that personally. Yes, I do, obviously, because I made the joke. I think We All Sing is really funny. But I do think people really did take that as like, she's so jealous and catty, and she must be so mad because it was her show and Ariana Grande got big. It's like, I feel bad for her for that. I think Quentin Reviews did make a point of like pointing out like, this got so memed on, but it was fine, and it was a perfectly fine and normal and awkward thing to say. I don't understand why Clara Bow never got bigger. That's one of my favorite Taylor songs that stuck with me for some reason. I really like that one. I like that one a lot. I think people lost interest in it once they realized that it wasn't about Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo. It was, as most Taylor Swift songs are, about Taylor Swift. Yeah, the album did not need a typical track 5. I think I agree. I think Love of My Life and Ruin the Friendship were the actual saddest songs, but the title bait and switches you. That's a good point. Ruin the Friendship would have been the better track 5, you're right. Yeah, it's weird that that wasn't track 5. Again, I feel like she has her endless list of ideas, and she had a list of ideas where she listed eldest daughter for track 5 and was like, I gotta make that work. Which, like, just maybe not the best way to do your songs, but I'm not Taylor Swift. I've never made billions of dollars by writing a bunch of songs. Oh yeah, for anybody who's here and is not in Swiftie lore, through all of her albums, I can't remember at what point she decided that it was like an intentional thing, but there's always like, track 5 is always the sad, slow, emotional song. Like, I think White Horse is a track 5. Delicate is track 5 for Reputation. My Tears Ricochet is a track 5. You're on Your Own, Kid is a track 5. I think My Tears Ricochet is the best track 5. Honestly, if she was gonna retire it, maybe she should have retired it then, but I do love, like, and then just put the other songs elsewhere on the albums. All Too Well was a track 5. Thank you. Yes. I think maybe All Too Well is when she like really realized, because I know she said that fans realized before she did that that's where she puts them in track order. Yeah. If I ever make billions of dollars through a bunch of songs, I'm joining the Patreon. Thank you. Also, it was a long time ago, but somebody said in chat that I was arguably the Alexander Hamilton of niche video essays, and I'm gonna think about that all the time. That's so funny. That's really good. I like that. Yeah, it was accidental at first. People pointed it out. That's how I remember it too, yeah. Being brave and admitting I just didn't connect with My Tears Ricochet. I didn't at first. Um, all of the songs that are like about the Masters heist kind of snuck up on me. And I think My Tears Ricochet is very much one of the songs that's about like the old album deal and like having to leave her masters behind and all of that stuff that I talked about in that one video I did with Kat. That one, it didn't do much for me at first. I think I've really come around on Tolerate It, but the first time I heard Tolerate It too, I was also like, this is really trying to be track 5, isn't it? But yeah, no, I honestly, Folklore and Evermore both kind of took like, I know a lot of people really loved them immediately, but they took a minute for me. But yeah, um, oh yeah, Dear John. I think Dear John was a track 5. Um, I do fuck with Dear John. I think Dear John is really good. Yeah. I think my opinions are definitely going to shift a lot. I might come around on Eldest Daughter, but I don't think that I will. Um it's not bad. It's not a bad album. I think a lot of people are looking for it to be um like really terrible. I think there's constantly this mad dash to find the most ridiculous Taylor Swift lyrics and to blow up whatever you can and have the best criticisms of her, and I just don't like that. I think it's exhausting. Like, I think nobody really needed, like, nobody not everybody on the planet has to have Taylor Swift opinions, but when an album comes out everybody feels like they do because she is really oversaturated and it's really hard to escape. But like, that's how you end up with shit like Kjersti Flaa saying the things that she's saying, where she just like, she has to have an opinion, so she just backfills whatever's gonna validate her priors about Taylor Swift being mad at Blake Lively. I really liked your censorship video, by the way. It's perfect and what everyone needs to hear right now. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really proud of that one. I was prepared to get super yelled at for that one, but it's actually really funny. People were a lot meaner to me under the Gaylor one than they were under the censorship one. I was braced and prepared and ready for people to say really terrible things about me under that censorship video, but everybody was so nice and so thoughtful. And then I was like, maybe it's okay if queer people see themselves in heteronormative narratives, and people were like, you are personally outing people. Flaw had to save face to her minions because that's her only paying job now. That's a good point too. Like, she can't come out and be like, I was wrong and Taylor clearly supports her. Like, she had to find a way. But it's wild. Never before seen levels of reading and comprehension. I wish we could have watched it together. I wish we could have. I just never want to give her anything she can copyright strike me for again. So yeah. If anybody got here late at the beginning of all of this, I did read Kjersti's transcript from how she tried to double down and claim that not only like the canceled is about Blake Lively, but it's not what it sounds like it is, because it's actually saying that she doesn't. It's wild to me the huge range in opinions about the album. We truly do project ourselves, our expectations, our experiences onto art. Yeah, absolutely. It's really interesting. I've seen lots of people who are, because a lot of, not surprising from my most recent Taylor Swift video, a lot of the people that I do follow who primarily post about Taylor Swift are gaylers. I've seen them posting saying that it seems like the broader Swiftie population doesn't like this album, but I'm also seeing people like it. And what I've found interesting is love to be able to move my leg. I would love to be able to move my leg and not have my microphone disconnect. Okay, it looks like it's back. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to figure it out better for next time. I don't know why this is happening. Anyway, I'm seeing people saying that like general Swifties don't like it, but I don't know if that's true. But what I am seeing and noticing is like so many people are downvoting like anything to do with Taylor Swift on the pop culture subreddits that I'm on. Like, I'll see a post about Taylor Swift or like new visuals she's dropped for an album or something, and it'll have hundreds and hundreds of comments and so much discourse, and then it'll have like 21 upvotes because everybody felt a need to go downvote it. And I think that's interesting. I don't think it's that bad of, like, I don't think it's that bad. I don't think anything she's even done recently is, like, that bad. Like, it people just feel such a need to, like, you know, I mean, even that person who was in chat earlier, somebody who has followed me for at least 3 weeks, needing to come in here and be like, you think mediocrity is feminist? Like, when the fuck did I say that? You know how to ball, I know Aristotle. A lot of my Taylor Swift opinions are just like, I was too mentally ill to giggle and gossip about pop music as a teen, so I'm making up for lost time. I think it's fun to have opinions about Taylor Swift music, but, like, people who want to do that without actually listening to it. Again, you know, how many... It's fine that, Elliot Sang did a live stream reading her lyrics aloud to make fun of them, but, like, how many people are going to read... like, listen to somebody else read it, and then that's their exposure to the album, and then they fucking talk about it like they have an actual opinion on the album. And what they have an opinion on is what they've seen people see about the album. Also, like, I saw somebody post where they, like, they edited a lyric screenshot for Cancelled, and they made it look like it said, I like them in white hoods with the eyes cut out. And then in the comments, everybody's bigging each other up like, ooh, I thought this was real. I totally thought this was real. I can't believe I thought this was real. It says a lot about Taylor Swift that I thought this was real, LMAO. And it's like, no, it means you're a fucking idiot. It means you're stupid. It means that you no longer possess a desire to fact check things for yourself, and that you're willing to accept something somebody showed you and asked you to get mad about as truth. That doesn't say anything meaningful about the culture. It says something about how much you have offloaded your need to use your actual brain to interpret the world that we live in. And what an easy fucking goddamn mark you are. Like, please fuck off with that shit. Especially when Taylor is amazingly consistent. Fam, if you hate her last 5 albums, you'll hate this one. Congratulations. Yes. Like, we know, you know what a Taylor Swift song sounds like. It's fine. People will believe anything online except for when women come forward. Yep. If you haven't connected her up to this point, don't force yourself to sit through something that's just going to make you mad. Right. Enraged that it sounded like a Taylor Swift album. It did. It did sound very Taylor Swift. Like, that's the thing. And I think that's part of why it's so easy for me to listen to a, it's so easy for me to listen to a Taylor Swift album, even when something from another artist might be harder for me, is like, I at least know it's gonna sound like a Taylor Swift album, and it's, I think it's like having the cilantro gene, right? Like, either something sounding like a Taylor Swift song is a good thing to you, or it's not. And it's fine either way. It's fine if fun, silly Taylor Swift pop music sounds like, if it tastes like soap to you. But it's also fine if you like it. It sounded like Taylor Swift influenced by Sabrina Carpenter to me. I think that there were a lot of different influences coming in besides just Sabrina Carpenter, but I do think there was definitely some Sabrina Carpenter. That rant needs to be a YouTube short. I might clip it later. People need to accept that Folklore and Evermore are not going to happen again. There were very specific circumstances that made it possible. Absolutely agree. Yeah. No, and I mean, I think she talked about that during the Eras tour. She would say, like, she wrote Folklore and Evermore not expecting to perform them, and I don't think that it's possible for her to write an album with that kind of expectation in mind again. Like, she thought that would happen because she wrote Lover, and then Loverfest didn't happen, and everybody was actually concerned about the fact that there was a pandemic. Like, yeah. Yeah, Marty's trying to get me to make more YouTube shorts, because you guys, I am so close to 20,000 subscribers. If you follow me on Blue Sky, you already know, because I posted about it earlier, and it was really funny because I posted about it earlier and I said, like, oh, I'm like 51 followers away from a big number, and then I refreshed and I had lost a subscriber, and I think that was just a coincidence. Probably somebody watched the Gaylor video, decided they don't fuck with me anymore, and unsubscribed. But I do think it's really funny to imagine somebody who was subscribed to me and saw that I was close to 20,000, and they were like, not that close. I think that's delightful. It's so funny to think about. But I'm like 50 subscribers away from 20,000, and I'm really excited about that. That's a huge number. My goal, I really wanted to have 20,000 by the end of the summer, and this is still really early to. It's not fall yet. So it's like, it's pretty much still the end of the summer, I feel like, if I make it there the beginning of this month. And that's wild. That's so cool. It's really exciting. I think the second 10,000 came a lot faster than the first 10,000 did, because I'm pretty sure I hit 10,000 in like December or January or something like that. So we're rolling. We're racking it up. It's really exciting. I think I'm still obviously going to be a small channel even once I'm at 20,000, because there are so many people who have so many more subscribers. But I do think that once I do have that big number by my name, a lot of people who have like a subconscious bias against small channels might actually check out my channel. So I'm excited. I think I've been here since a couple thousand. That's so awesome. So proud of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of you. I feel like so much of my live chat audience is people who have been here for a really long time. People love Folklore and Evermore, but I actually like Lover a lot more. When they were new, I think I did connect more with Lover than I did with Folklore and Evermore when they were new. And also, like, I wished that Folklore and Evermore could have like come out. Hi, Jojo. Hi, baby cats. Did you come to say hello? Hi, baby. Come here. Hi. Hi, kitten. She decided to come over. She was asleep. You want to come over here? No, not really. This is Jojo. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so perfect. She's purring very loudly. I don't think you can hear it. The celebrity has arrived. Hi, Jojo. You can come over here if you want. I would love for you to come over here. Come on over. Come on over if you want. You don't want to. Come this way? No, not really. Once again. Okay. Really having issues with the microphone coming unplugged. Jojo, you're so sweet. Wow. I love it when she wants my attention. I wish you could hear her purring. She's purring very loudly. Okay, now she's gonna eat. Okay. I think the mic dropped for a second there, but hopefully I'm back. Mic drop. Hi. You're watching over my shoulder? Aw, thank you. It reminded me to pet my cat. Tell them I love them. Oh, happy birthday to your dog, Rendered Fat. She is. I call her a Tabico because she's tabby and calico. The microphone thing is really pissing me off. That's not fun for me. Come on. Okay, is it back now? I'll see if I can get her to come over. You want to come over? Oh, I know you hate it. You hate it. Show everybody how pretty you are. So she's like very classic tabby, but she has orange spots. So I call her a tabico. That's what people who know more about cats than me call her. She's very, very tabby though, with the M on her forehead and her eye stripes. Hi, baby. Yeah? Okay. You can go back there. That's fine. Okay. Thank you for showing them. Thank you for showing them. You're so patient. You put up with so much. Yeah. Yeah, you're the best kitty ever. Okay. Sorry for the extended cat baby talk. Actually, romantic is going to be on top of some epic fight in a CW show. You're so right. That's so true. Thank you. Yeah, I think she's the most beautiful cat. She's one of those like, I feel like whenever somebody gets a cat like from like a barn or like the side of the road or something, it's always the most beautiful cat. She was a barn cat's kitten, and I think that's wild. I don't know if her mom was as pretty as she is or what, but I think she's just the most beautiful cat. Hi, sweetie. I think I found you from a comment somewhere, maybe Medusini. I strongly advocate for the practice of clicking through on an interesting comment. Found a lot of small channels that way. Yeah, I wish that I was a lot better at commenting, because I find that I'm not shy about commenting on like my friend's video, but then if somebody else posts, I sometimes feel a little bit shyer about commenting and telling them how much I love their work. So like I wish that I would I would do it more, because I feel like that's how you make more friends. But I'll be loud in the comments for Medusini, for Little Shop of Ally, for Trash Discourse. I'm constantly having fights in the comment section for Trash Discourse and Little Shop of Ally videos when people are being dumb. I love Medusini. I love Medusini so much. She's so great. I love her videos. We became friends. I didn't know her the first time that I shouted her out, I think in my swoop video. And I didn't know her yet, but we ended up being mutuals and following each other, and I love her. She's great. I love her pop girly streams. She's so much more organized with her live streams than me. Like if you're ever on and you see that Jasmine Medusini is streaming, like she has set up like a full-on fucking PowerPoint. She's incredible, but I do not put in quite so much effort on my live streams. It's a good habit to be into, to be able to actually leave a comment after. And that's something I used to be really, really good at when I read fan fiction. I was the dream reader. I would comment on every single chapter before I kept reading. But I'm not as good with that on YouTube. I need to get better, because I appreciate the comments that I get so much. But there are a lot of times where I'll be watching something by a creator and I'll be like, damn, I've been watching them for like almost a year and I've never told them how much I love their work. Yeah. Oh, thank you for linking Medusini. Yeah, Medusini is incredible. I always suggest that people watch her videos about Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. It's a series. The first one is called Amber Heard is an Ambiguous Victim. Unambiguous. I said that fast. It's really good. It's meticulous. It's very detailed. It's very easy to watch. She's great. And she also has really great videos about Britney Spears. I love the ones about Britney Spears because it's that peak, like, when you see a YouTuber and they're talking about something they're really passionate about and also really knowledgeable about. Like, there's nobody else I want to hear about Britney Spears from other than Jasmine Medusini. Like, I know she knows her shit. Yeah, she's got really great videos. Highly recommend. I love her. Marty, I think we're on a slight delay. I got your message right after I finished saying how much I love the Britney Spears ones. I love sorting my newest on comments. All right. I recommend that video to people being wrong about Amber Heard, Johnny Depp constantly in comment sections. It's so good. It's genuinely so good. I forget exactly where, but when when Alexa Nicholas popped back up, somebody mentioned like, "Oh, I actually remember her standing up for Amber Heard back in the day." And I was like, "Oh, it's the way that Alexa had stood up for Amber Heard was like, it's really interesting how people treat a female abuser." And I'm putting quotes around that, but she said she said female abuser, and I was like, is that what she thinks the situation was here? And I still don't know, because it was always impossible to get down to the root of what she actually believed about a subject. And I pointed out, like, I don't really know how much she was actually in on meaningful Amber Heard defense, and somebody else was like, yeah, it was just bleak those days, like we were settling for anything. And I was like, that's right, that was pre-Medusa-y days. And like, I genuinely believe that, like, in terms of like Amber Heard defense online, there is like a pre-Medusa-y videos era, and then there's like a meaningful difference after that, because like there's a fucking Bible you can point people to now. Like, it's so simple to just be like, here is somebody who gave you all of the information that you need, and you can go see that and see how wrong you are, because everything was so scattered before. Yeah, I think invaluable is a very good word. Like, they literally just like so useful and amazing. Yeah, it's a really good series. If you haven't already watched it, it obviously it can be triggering, because it's a lot of it's about domestic violence, but like it, and that's another reason why, like, I'm just so grateful that she made that video and that it is as good as it is, because it relieves me of the pressure to have to make that video. Which, like, that's a way I'm always really happy to feel. I'm so happy when somebody else does something that I would have otherwise felt like I needed to do, especially when I know they did it better than I have. Because, like, the amount of work and the amount of, like, listening to really triggering things that went into that, like, I'm glad that she did it. I'm glad she's the one who did it, and I'm really glad that I don't have to do it. Princess Weeks and Legia Miller also in the trenches when the trial was ongoing. Yes, they're like, we had so few pro Amber Heard soldiers that I feel like I remember almost all of them. We had the Princess Weeks video, which I always cite. She was incredible. Like, that is genuinely just like such a good video. We also had Legia Miller. Legia did I think Legia did one that was like just about like celebrity trials, and also one that was like titled like Leave Amber Alone or something like that. Incredible. Michael Hobbs also wrote really good pieces about Amber Heard, and the A Bit Fruity episode, I think, is post Medusa-y video, because I don't think Matt was doing his podcast yet. But I would be willing to bet that Matt was doing his social media posts about Amber Heard during the trial. But there's a really good A Bit Fruity episode about the trial as well, which has Kat Tenbarge, and it's really good. Yeah, people are already mentioning in the chat. I watch a lot of hobby videos that are way too male dominated. Both you and Medusa are channels I seek out when I need a palate cleanser. Yes, yeah. I think they did do a Patreon episode for You're Wrong About, but I also think that it's the least surprising thing in the world to know that Sarah Marshall would have been pro Amber Heard. Like, that is so um sorry, I just lost my train of thought, but like that, it's so on brand for her and for the body of work that she has done. Sarah Marshall being pro Amber Heard, and also Michael Hobbs being asked to do a reading for the Amber Heard section of Lindsay Ellis's Yoko Ono video. I loved that. It was also exciting to hear his voice in a YouTube video. I mean, I know that was Nebula first, but I was like, oh, I know him. I just know him from podcasts. Have a good night. Hopefully I remember that right, not mixing up another video. Yeah. I think you're right. The Lindsay Ellis never misses. Lindsay Ellis is so fucking good. Every time she has uploaded a video, especially recently, like when there's been only just like these two recent ones, and for them to be the the Yoko Ono one. Why was that so hard for me? For them to be the Yoko Ono one and the Miss Rachel one. Oh my god. Truly nobody doing it like her. She's incredible. She's amazing. Yeah. No, I was so disappointed by the Bit Fruity episode on Maya Poet. That person sucks, but that episode was genuinely transphobic. Sad because Matt and Kat are usually better. I can't remember if I watched that one or not. I don't remember if I watched that one or not. I did watch the Jojo Siwa one with that one ended up actually ended up like coming out the same day that I did my short video about Jojo Siwa. And I thought that was funny. It was like a double feature. Mine was much shorter and much less in depth. But I thought the one about Jojo Siwa was really, really fucking good. Nebula subscription is worth it just for Lindsay's exclusive content. I truly wonder, like, she's gotta be one of, like, the main people that people sign up for. Obviously, there are so many creators on Nebula, but I feel like she probably drives a lot of people specifically to Nebula, because if I do, it would primarily be for her. Speaking of Lindsay Ellis, Bad Empanada and her were beefing recently because he didn't like how she framed the Miss Rachel essay in a way he didn't like. I fucking hate that guy. Yeah, we don't fuck with Bad Empanada. That guy's a fucking loser. He posted some really vile shit one time, and I posted about it on Blue Sky, and then he, like, quote tweeted me to try to leaving my drink uncovered around him. And I'm proud I got that in. I'm proud somebody told him that, because it's true. I called him out for the fact that something that he posted was, like, directly fucking Holocaust denialism. Like, the same way that when J.K. Rowling was doing her whole nobody burned trans books was Holocaust denialism, like, he said some shit about... Is it unplugged? It says it's working. It says it's working. Is it working? Okay. Anyway, the same way that J.K. Rowling was doing Holocaust denialism by being like, no trans books were banned, he was doing fucking Holocaust denialism. He was doing anti-Semitism. Like, he posted and he was like, well, I hope everybody knows by now that the only reason for Holocaust education was just so that Israel could do it. There was no other justification. There was no other reason for it ever. And I posted about that on Blue Sky because people who I respect think that that guy has sound analysis because fucking Hassan Piker tells them that he does. And I was like, hey, this is Holocaust denialism, the same way that J.K. Rowling was doing Holocaust denialism. Like, that's not okay. You don't need to say this in order to say that there is no justification for a genocide being committed. Like, you don't need to erase the fact that other people were persecuted and fucking murdered in the Holocaust. Like, what the fuck? So I posted about it, and I said, this is soft, vibesy Holocaust denialism. And this was, I believe this was before Natalie ContraPoints made her statement. there was a period of time before Natalie made her Reddit statement where she had said something about there being a lot of anti-Semitism, and then a bunch of people got mad at her for saying that there was anti-Semitism on the left, which she was doing by quoting a video of that motherfucker, like, Rathbone or whatever, who is literally a fucking anti-Semite. And so everybody who is perfectly fucking happy to let Ethan Klein be the only person who ever acknowledges that anti-Semitism is okay was, like, jumping down her throat for that and being like, how dare you say that leftists do an anti-Semitism. And it's the same people who are promoting this bad empanada motherfucker. It's the same people. Like, the same people who are promoting this guy were saying there is no anti-Semitism on the left. So I got mad about it, and I posted. And I was like, I think a lot of people who are getting mad when people talk about anti-Semitism are ignoring the fact that people like this are being elevated. And he said that I baselessly accused him of it, which he is. Like, that's what he was doing. I was not baselessly accusing him, but he said that I baselessly accused him, and he invited me onto his stream because he said, and I quote, "I'm confident I could make you cry," end quote. And that is when I said, I didn't say, because he said, oh, that's your argument, is that it's just vibes, and I was like, it's literally not that it's just vibes. I laid out exactly why that's Holocaust denialism, but it's super cool how proud you are of being able to make women cry. I'm sure that I would feel super safe leaving my drink uncovered around you. And then he quote tweeted me. He said that I had, like, endemic Zionist white narcissism or whatever. But that was my interaction with Bad Empanada. I fucking hate that guy. I hate that guy. While I'm at it, I fucking hate the Cavernacle. I've beefed with that motherfucker too. People who follow me on Blue Sky already know this. I'm a messier bitch over there. Yeah, Cavernacle did a whole video about how if not everybody makes a video about Palestine, then obviously they don't care about genocide, and also if they even do now, it doesn't count because they should have been doing it all along. And then he, like, went out of his way to tear down 2 trans women and to elevate Noah Samsen, which, like, I don't know. I don't have anything against Noah Samsen at this point, but I'm upset by the concept of a video that is like, these trans women fucking suck and Noah Samsen is the best way to ever be a leftist, because, like, he's a white guy. The entire point of that Cavernacle video was like, let's tear down BreadTube, take away the trans women, and put the white guys on top. Like, that, it was very fucking transparent. So Cavernacle makes this video where he's swinging at Abigail Philosophy Tube and Natalie ContraPoints. Again, this is before ContraPoints made her statement. In fact, this is why ContraPoints made her statement, because he mobilized his fans to harass her, and she's already been receiving harassment about this. But, so he makes this video. He throws H Bomber Guy in the thumbnail just to try to, like, fucking cover his bases, because otherwise it would be really clear that he is, that he's going after 2 trans women. And then he starts posting on his Blue Sky about how, like, he keeps using the phrase the Nebula Elite, and talking about how the Nebula Elite never talk about Palestine, which is frankly not true. Like, I don't have a Nebula subscription, as we've already discussed, but I have friends who do, who have done more research for me than Cavernacle apparently did before his video about how nobody on Nebula speaks about Palestine, because there are tons of videos about Gaza and about Palestine on Nebula, because Nebula is not controlling the media and stopping people from talking about it. Like, he's doing this, like, it is a dog whistle on top of a dog whistle. He's saying the Nebula Elite, which in and of itself, go ahead, buddy, put some parentheses around it. And second of all, he is reinventing from first principles the idea that the Jews control the media. Like, that is what he's doing. That's what he's doing. It's anti-Semitic. Like, and then anybody who is concerned about anti-Semitism is, like, painted by these motherfuckers, by these Nazi motherfuckers, painted as if that means that they are in support of the genocide going on in Gaza. It is fucking insane. It's fucking insane. I'm sorry for getting mad, and also, like, this is why I don't talk about this. Like, I can't do that in a video and not start screaming, and I don't need to yell and make something about me that is not fucking about me. Like, none of my irritation at the discourse around this comes anywhere close to people who are fucking dying and being murdered. Like, and this idea that everybody needs to add their 2 cents, everybody needs to have the perfect thing to say about it, when a lot of the people who are pressuring people into saying things about it are saying, like, these vile, hateful, anti-Semitic things, transphobic things. Like, Bad Empanada has been outright transphobic recently on his Twitter. We had Cavernacle talking shit about the Nebula Elite, which that's when I beefed with him. Cause he was bitching about he's bitching about how the Nebula Elite makes so much money, and that they have what is it? They have so much money on their Patreon. And I looked up Cavernacle's Patreon, and he had not posted on his Patreon since December, while he is, like, spinning out and complaining about how people are making more money than him. He had not posted on his fucking Patreon since December. And I pointed out, I was like, it really sounds like you're just jealous that you're not on Nebula, and also that you don't have Patreon support when these people are posting on their Patreon, and that's why they get support on their Patreon. And he got really mad at me. And at that point, he posted something, and he was like, "I'm done arguing with theater kids." Just say a fucking slur. Just say a slur, dude. Say a fucking slur, buddy. Say a slur. Say a slur when you're mad at the lesbian for defending the trans woman. You want to. You want to say a slur so bad. You want to say you're done arguing with the F slur, so say it. Stop giving your audience benefit of the doubt that you are actually on their side. Come right out, motherfucker. Just say it. Just say a slur. Say a slur to me right now. Anyway, I did not plan on talking about any of that, but if you bring up Bad Empanada, you get a rant, I guess. I hate that guy. He knows I hate him because he offered to have me come on his stream and make me cry. I was homeschooled. Yeah, Bad Empanada has outright said anti-Semitism isn't real. Like, there are, and again, I think this is in part because Hassan Piker, even when he says Bad Empanada is annoying, he's like, he still has sound analysis. His analysis is sound. People will contort themselves into the biggest knots, and they'll tell me, well, he's anti-Semitic, but he's doing really good work. No, he's not. Not if he's being anti-Semitic. That's not hard. That's not difficult. It's not hard to not be anti-Semitic. If somebody was, like, being, like, Islamophobic, I also would not find them to be a worthy partner in the cause. Like, we don't do that. And there's so many times where, like, somebody is, and not even that it should have to be like this. And you know, like, this has been a point of discussion in some group chats I'm in. Like, somebody will be anti-Semitic, and people will, like, just completely make excuses for that, and they'll say, well, they're in with the cause, it's good, it's fine, and then that's fine, and then they start being transphobic, and, like, that's the next, like, that's the next step. It's so obvious, it's so clear, that's always like where it's going. But then people will say, they'll be surprised, they'll be stunned, they will be stunned. And it's like Marty has the post on his Blue Sky of like, I can excuse anti-Semitism, but I draw the line at being transphobic. Like, that happens so often, and it's like they tell us how they feel when they are saying there's no such thing as anti-Semitism is not a problem at all, full stop, and anybody who's pointing you to the fact that this is happening are Zionist collaborators, no matter what else they're saying. Like, that's not cool. Like, that's not, it's just frustrating. My friend Schmouder recently pointed out too that like these secret Nazi allegations that are happening against trans women in specifically, which like is the end point of this, saying that they are secretly Zionist even when they are disavowing the genocide. Like, that's kind of what that is and what they're saying. It's an existing transmisogynistic trope. Like, I don't think that Natalie Contrapoint's statement was perfect. I also don't think anybody's going to make a perfect statement in the circumstances that she was in and with like the mental illness struggles we know she has. I think a lot of people really bought into like, oh, how dare she make this about herself, after they made it about her. They made it about her by constantly hounding her to give a statement. And so like, if you really didn't want her to make it about her feelings, stop asking for her feelings about it. And a lot of people, like, I don't know, a lot of people just telephone gamed a lot of her statement. And I've known that the take that I have on the fact that I think that people probably shouldn't have asked her to say anything about it in the first place is not the primarily accepted take, and that people are going to be like, you're protecting her and she's a liberal Zionist or whatever. But like, yeah? That's so nice. You're yelling. You're yelling too. I think not everybody needs to talk about this because not everybody is equipped to talk about this. And I think, again, some of the least equipped people to talk about this are the literal fucking Nazis pretending like they're leftists. That's how I feel. I think Natalie shouldn't have said anything, but now everyone is just going to keep chewing her up like bubblegum forever for content. The way people expect anyone to make a perfect statement at metaphorical gunpoint. Right. And like, again, I saw multiple leftist men priding themselves for like causing the ContraPoints crash out. And it's like, who was that helping? What lives did that save? Who did that convince of anything? Nobody. It's almost like seeing what they can get away with. Like, saying white in front of woman means you can be misogynistic, and saying Zionist in front of trans women means you can dogpile them. Exactly. I completely agree. Yeah, nobody can be a perfect advocate for every single issue. It's impossible. I agree. And I know people have been frustrated with me. Again, I think I already mentioned that. Like, people have been frustrated with me that I didn't make a video, but it's like, I don't have anything intelligent to say about that. Like, it's a tragedy. It's a horrible, horrible genocide that's going on. And like, I understand feeling like they feel powerless and they try to take it out on people who they think are slightly less powerless than they are. But like, I promise you, there is no video essay that Natalie ContraPoints could have made that would meaningfully have changed the situation. I swear to you. Not everybody needed to say anything, because not everything anybody has to say is constructive. I'm not saying I'm missing one, I think. Not saying he said that directly or anything, but he would shit on Kamala more than Trump, and by all means rip into the Democratic Party, but geez, he cut serious slack to Trump. Cavernacle. I just watched a video earlier today about Cavernacle where somebody was reacting to it. It was really good. Marty, actually, can you grab the link to that and post that in chat, because I thought that was really good. I saw a video responding to a Cavernacle video where this guy was literally saying, like, he said he said scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds, but in response to liberals not being nice to Trump voters. And he talked about how it's just really, you know, it's too theoretical and out there to expect that a Trump voter actually knows what deportation means and that that's what was happening, because they voted for Trump because Trump thought that they were going to do something good. So shouldn't you reach out to people who thought that Trump was going to do something good? This same motherfucker who thinks that ContraPoints and Philosophy Tube are not meaningful allies because they are part of the Nebula elite. Like, this same guy. Like, make that make sense to me in a way that is not transphobia. If Trump voters, by which I'm assuming he mostly means men, are worth reaching out to, but the Nebula elite, who are trans women, are not. Explain that to me in a way that is not just fucking transphobia, because I think it's just fucking transphobia. I think these guys are mad that it, like, happens to be women who are kind of at the top. It's these trans women who are kind of at the top of, like, discourse or whatever, and so they just want to tear him down, and I see it, and I hate it. And I'm mad that they have found the exact way to do that they can shroud in, like, they're the secret enemy and you can't trust them, but you have to trust me because I can tell you that they're the secret enemy. I hate these guys. I hate these guys. Literally everyone needs to have an official statement on literally every leftist issue is not a leftist principle, right? Right? Like, it's so unrealistic, and this sounds so much shittier than I mean it to, but I mean it in complete sincerity. When people ask me why I have not made a video about Gaza, I want to say, I have also not made a video about the Taliban. Like, there are so many things around the world, so many things that are, like, explicitly feminist issues that I also have not spoken about. I have not spoken about Sudan. I have never been asked why I don't speak about Sudan. But because people put this idea in their audience's head of, like, if these were seriously people on your side, they would say the exact right lines about everything. And it's like, I want people who are actually educated to be the ones talking about this. I don't think like, and I would be mad if somebody said this about me, but I mean it for me. I don't think that I, as some random lesbian without a fucking high school diploma, need to be weighing in here. I don't think I need to weigh in on everything. I think it's fine for me to stay in my wheelhouse and to talk about celebrity drama. Like, it's fucking fine. Yeah, like, I would so much rather hear somebody speak about something because they are passionate about it and because they have something to say, a la Lindsay Ellis's video about Miss Rachel. Like, that was fucking incredible. She didn't do that because she was being harassed into doing it. She did it because she had something to say. She had time to educate herself. She had an idea of how she was going to bring people in. That is infinitely more valuable. Like, even... Yeah, hi. Even outside of the fact that she ended up raising, like, what, like, over $500,000 fucking dollars? Like, even outside of the financial benefit of the fundraisers, which, by the way, like, I am curious how much of the money that some of the people who are making constant videos about how evil everybody else is for not making constant videos about the genocide are making. You know, even outside of the money that she raised and is able to donate because of this video, like, I do genuinely believe that that's the kind of video that's going to change people's minds. And, like, the fact that people are trying to beef with her about that just makes me really fucking frustrated. And also, when Bad Empanada made a fucking video about Lindsay's video, he's holding a knife in the thumbnail, which, like, I guess that might be normal for him. I don't pay much attention to him. His face makes me angry. He's holding a knife. She tweets about it, and then he starts tweeting about how, like, it was ridiculous that she said that she was being harassed. And then he, like, screenshotted on Blue Sky, he screenshotted an email that he sent to her, and, like, the email he sent to her I would call harassment. The email he sent to her is like, it's wild that you're making a big deal out of the fact that I criticized your video, and if you continue to make a big deal out of it, I'm going to, it would be wild, it would be bizarre even if I did continue to talk about you, which just, like, it felt like a threat to continue to talk about her, like, let alone the fact that, like, he was holding a fucking knife in the thumbnail that he made about her. Like, it is fine. It is fucking fine that, like, it's fine. It's fine that she felt like that was harassing. I would feel like that was harassing. And the fact that, like, so many people give this man endless benefit of the doubt and pretend like he's not exactly what he's being in front of us. They were like, he's not harassing her. That was a really good video. That was a really good video that made similar points to a Matt Bernstein video. You just don't like it because it used you to criticize it. I hate him. He was also harassing her elsewhere, like on Twitter. I think so too, yeah. Sorry, I have, like, my my camera cord is in the way of where I have the screen, but I've been nervous to move it because I was afraid it was going to unplug the microphone. I expect most people to have bad takes on the topics I am most educated about. It's just an opportunity to share my knowledge. It doesn't have to be a fight. Yeah, I think a lot of people are, like, they want to have a fight about it, and it's just like it's not a good way to try to make anything happen. It's not a good way to try to build coalition. Like, I don't know. So, thank you all for being kind to me. I really did not expect to talk about all of that. I got very keyed up. Oh, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for joining, Ophi supporter. You have access to the womb world emojis now. I need to add more emojis. I know my friend Sunny has one that he made of me, and it's really cute, and I need to add it, and I keep forgetting. Yeah, do you want to fight or build a coalition? Exactly, and that's the thing, is, like, I just don't understand this idea that it's not worth trying to be in coalition with people like Natalie ContraPoints or, like, Abigail Philosophy Tube. Like, even if you do find certain parts of their analysis lacking, even if you do find places where you can correct them, like, that is so fine. It is so fine to be critical of them. It's fine to be critical of me. But if your criticism of me is you didn't make a video about a thing that you are grossly and completely unqualified to speak about, like, that's not a fair criticism of me. If I say something wrong about something I do speak about, yes, for sure. But, like, I have felt deeply uncomfortable with, like, and also, I gotta say, because I feel like some people are lacking this context. When Natalie ContraPoints said in her statement, which, like, again, I don't think the statement was the greatest, and I think nobody could have made a great statement in those circumstances, but, like, she said something referencing the fact that the online left has distributed pictures of gore, essentially. And a lot of people who reacted to that were like, she's angry at people who are going through this, posting videos and pictures of it. Not a thing she said. And they are disregarding the fact that, like, she has been harassed and spammed with that kind of imagery ever since she endorsed Kamala Harris. And so, like, people are pretending like she's mad at a completely different thing than she is calling ineffective. And it's just like, obviously, seeing something on your phone is not as traumatic as it is for the people who are going through it. But also, you do get traumatized when you see that kind of imagery, and in fact, I think you're very traumatized by seeing that kind of imagery all the time if you think it's not a big deal to send it aggressively to a trans woman because she's not behaving the way you'd like. I think you are being traumatized by it to an extent that is maybe melting your brain. And, like, I don't know, I also kind of think that to not understand that that kind of image is being used in harassment campaigns is to tell on yourself for not having any Jewish friends. And that also bothers me, especially from a lot of the people who are really quick to say that anti-Semitism doesn't exist. They don't want a coalition, they want to be the head clique and cool. There's so much of it that feels like it's a desire to be a high school bully. And I see that in so many different things. Like, it's wild. And there's like, you know, like you have these leftists who will like, they'll name call, they'll call somebody fat, like to mean that they are bad, and they don't see anything bad about that because it's somebody who's been designated as a bad person, and it's like, that's still fucked up. And of course, they're more critical of female content creators and public figures. Yep. That's the thing is like, again, you can have criticisms. You can have criticisms of Natalie ContraPoints. You can have criticisms of Abigail Philosophy too. But if you have those criticisms at the same time as you are telling me that Bad Empanada does good work, I don't fucking trust you. I think you are a transphobe. Like, that's just kind of where it, like, I have some lines like that. Another one is, if you have an issue with Jessie Gender, I don't trust you. If anybody has an issue with Jessie Gender, I just assume that they hate trans women. Like, I am so defensive of Jessie Gender. Oh, I got off on such a tangent. I feel bad that somebody's like behind and not expecting that it's going to go off into this. But also, I am sure as fuck not going to put in the title of this live stream that we went off on this tangent. This is just a special treat for the people who cared enough to click on a Taylor Swift video. Had a conversation in one of is that Dead Domain? Recent live streams about that desensitization to horrific imagery is part of being traumatized by it. Don't share that shit. I agree. BE also had an issue with Jessie Gender, so there you go. I think Cavernacle did too. I'm pretty sure Cavernacle was lumping her in. My rule for myself is I can't get more mad at celebrities than my government, and that's been very helpful for me. That's a great rule. Yes. Jessie is a joy. I love Jessie. Jessie Gender is one of the most inoffensive creators on this godforsaken platform. Exactly. Everyone's blocked these celebrities lists I saw were mostly almost all female celebrities, which I don't think is a coincidence. That's so interesting. Yeah, that's really interesting. I could see that. All right. Well, I really appreciate you all being kind while I went off on that rant. I think I did need to get that off my chest. I hope that was at least somewhat validating for some of y'all in the chat. I think, like I said, yeah, it's fine to have personal criticisms of ContraPoints. I even think it's fine to have criticisms of the statement that she made. But I do think that a lot of people were really excited about successfully executing yet another harassment campaign on this woman, and I think that's frustrating. Never seen Jessie Gender be anything but kind, responsible with her platform, and well-spoken. Having an issue with her is a great litmus test. I completely agree. Yeah, if anybody's not familiar with Jessie Gender, I think that she is phenomenal. And yeah, thank you for hanging out while I talked about Taylor Swift and Kjersti Flaa and leftist men who piss me off. I love you very much. I'm gonna try to live stream more often, even if I get a bunch of angry comments after the fact on this stream, which I feel like I might. But I'm gonna leave it up. I don't think I'm gonna clip from that one though. I think this will just live where it lives. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. This was great. Yeah, check out Okay. Oh, that was rough. Yeah, check out, I'm trying to think who all have I mentioned on this stream. Check out Medusany, check out Jessie Gender, check out my friend Little Shop of Allie. Watch that video about Cavernacle thinking that Republicans and Trump voters are more redeemable than liberals. Like, so many people are making really great and thoughtful content. You never, ever, ever have to watch a Bad Empanada video. Your life will be better if you never watch a Bad Empanada video. I promise. And even though I try not to beef too much on Blue Sky, if you want to know about people I hate, you're going to know more about it ahead of other people if you do follow me on Blue Sky, because I do sometimes do that shit over there. All right. I love you. I will see you soon. Yeah, I love Council of Geeks too. Council of Geeks is great. I'm gonna go. Oh yeah? You want to come up here? Come say goodnight? Yeah, come on up. Hi. That was such a cute little jumping noise. Hi, baby. Wow, she's so pretty. You want to say goodnight to everyone? You want to say goodnight? Can you hear her purring? I hope you can hear her purring. A little Joanna SMR. Good night. Yeah, I'm glad you can hear her purring.